Magre-report ako. So,
Start na.
1, 2,
ay wait lang pa.
Go po.
Kailangan ba Tagalog, Taglish,
ayun po pala, sorry.
English?
Kailangan daw po ng
English.
Kasi
Opo.
ma-post po kasi sa
Nahulog English po.
social
Tapos
media.
permission po na ipopost po namin
Ay,
siya sa
okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you po. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Action.
Good day, everyone. My name is Malabanajan Russell, and this is my co-interviewee.
Kate R. Lacey, I believe.
And this is for our executive leadership interview. And today we'll be interviewing the one and only Miss Lady Diane Madrid. She is a chairwoman of the Institute of Accounts, Business and Finance, and she's regarded as one of the best and leaders of FEU. Okay, so Miss, before we start the interview, we just like to show our appreciation that for your participation in this interview, and we know that we will learn something from this experience and especially from you. And in the questioning part, Miss, you can take your time while answering the question. There's no rush. Okay.
Thank you.
So before we start, do you have any question, Miss?
Ano? So, let's get it on here.
Let's start.
So before we proceed to the main interview, we just want to know more about yourself. Can you introduce yourself and tell us more about your background and your current role and position?
Okay, so I'm Lady Diane Madrid ko. So, I've been in the academy for almost 14 years already. So, I'm a graduate actually of University of Santo Tomas. I took BS Accountancy there. Then, right after graduation, I took the CPALE, the CPA board exam. Then, I passed the October 2011 board exam. Then, after that, UST asked me to teach in there. So, right away after passing the board exam November 2011, I started teaching at the University of Santo Tomas. Then 2013 is the twist. Okay, so comes the twist in my career. I was actually bound to go to Dubai to work as a corporate accountant there. But one of my mentors asked me to stay in the academy. But the funny thing is that I already submitted my resignation letter in UST. So someone brought me here in FEU. So that was 2013. So right now I'm serving as the department chair of accountancy. So but before I became the department chair, I really started as a part-time lecturer, then became a full-time lecturer. Then right after full-time lecturer, I also worked as a project coordinator. Then after that, I became an associate department chair and now the department chair. So from that point of view, I can say that I know everything from the roots to the top. So I can easily decide on some things because I became once a part-time lecturer. So I also became a full-time lecturer. So I know everything in and out. Yeah.
So what inspired you to pursue this career and the position you hold now? What was there a specific moment or person that made you realize that this is what you really wanted to do?
Actually, I never wanted to be the department chair. Okay? Yeah, because I became a department head in another school. So, actually, that was my break from FEU. I went out of FEU to gain more experience as a lecturer. But when I went to that school, they offered me to become the department chair. So I became the department chair there for 3 years. And then I told President Chu, I'm resigning because I don't want to be the department head anymore. And yeah, to my surprise, when I came back in FEU, I actually communicated with the department chair then, Sir Ramil Valdres. I told him I wanted to teach full-time. No more administrative tasks. Because I really came to the academy to teach, but not to hold any position. But maybe God planned that I handle again the department chair position. But if you're asking me what inspired me to teach, actually that was my promise to God when I was about to take the SIPALE. I told him, just let me pass the SIPALE and I'll teach my whole life. So That's why, right after passing the CIPALE, Sir George James, the department chair of UST way back then, actually contacted me during the results day. So he asked me to come to UST and submit the resume right away. Yeah. So I think I was meant to teach because way back then when I was little, I wanted to teach, really, not to be an accountant. No. But of course, things happen because I want to pursue law. That's why I took up accountancy. But right in the middle of my accounting years in UST, I was asked by my classmates that they are having some hard time with gross profit variance analysis. Then Sir Bobadilla taught us very, very well a technique. So I kept on teaching it to them. Then there is a feeling that I wanted to teach again. So before I actually graduated from UST that time, I've been teaching my classmates in advanced accounting. So they actually told me, lady, you should teach. Then before the board exam, that's a promise I made. If ever I will pass, I will really teach. So I'm here, still
So it's
teaching.
God's plan.
Yeah, I think it's God's plan.
God's plan.
And I cannot turn back because
Of course.
that CPA title was given to me for me to be able to teach.
Okay. So speaking of inspiration, do you have any role models or mentors who inspired regarding you throughout your career?
You know, that is something that I would like to advise on you, no? That you will be meeting a lot of people. Na there will be a time that you will think that this one is your mentor, but you have to be very selective because mentors are really your role models. So for me, I have a lot, but I have top two. I have top two in my mind. Number one is Sir Dayag, Sir Antonio Dayag. He was the one who really told me to continue teaching. I think without him, I might be in Dubai already that time. Because he really called me. Baby, don't go out. Stay in the academy. I saw your potential. So you stay. So he's the one who directed me to FEU. Okay, so I think Sir Dayag is one of the mentors I'm looking up to. Why? Kasi when I started teaching in UST, okay, he's the one who would call me to the conference room and ask me, lady, how will you teach this concept? Then he will really correct me if I'm wrong. No, lady, you should do it this way. Then I'll follow. Okay, Sir Dayag, I'll do it this way. Because sometimes in UST, when we were taught a topic, we always start with a difficult concept. But Sir Dayag was the one who told me, no, lady, you start with the easy concept.
Work your way up.
Yeah. And until now, he would call me from time to time. Lady, you should come back to UST. You should not be in FEU anymore. Okay? But he kept on guiding me along the way. That's why until the review phase, I reviewed in RESA. Okay? He was also there guiding me throughout. And another mentor that I look up to is the chairwoman of KPMG. It's one of the persons I look up to because she is very humble. I would remember her casually messaging me in Facebook, asking me how am I, asking me what are the new things in FEU, and always including FEU in the plans for KPMG. So she's one of the persons I really look up to because she always show up. When I thought she's not showing up, she will show up. Okay, that's why she's one of the mentors I would actually look up to. Sir Dayag and Ma'am Sharon Dayowa.
So from those two persons that you've mentioned, what is the valuable lesson that you've learned from them that has stayed with you?
I think the humility and the commitment. Okay, those are two things. Because Ma'am Sharon is already on the top of her career. Some others won't talk to me. Of course, who am I for her to talk to me? But I would remember when she had an interview in FEU, there's a program that time, I think that was April, way back then. She just asked, I just want Lady to be the one who will interview me. If Lady will do the interview with me, I'll do it. So I was very humble because who am I to sit beside Ma'am Sharon? She is really somebody. And every time we see each other, she is very warm. And honestly, up until now, whenever I see her, I have a feeling of being starstruck. Because yeah, I'm a fan. So I'm really a fan of her. But she would always remind us that she's just a human being. So I can talk to her, I can ask her anything under the sun. Even about my family, my personal matters, she is also open to be sought and advised to. That's why I really look up to Ma'am Sharon. And as I have shared a while ago, the value of showing up. That's really something that I have gotten from her. Because remember when you asked me to do this interview, I really have a lot of meetings last week until this week. So from Makati, I would go to Manila. Then later on, I will go back to Makati. Because for me, I value the time of everyone. So I told the firm in Makati I will be there after this interview. Because I want them to see that even though you have a busy schedule, if you value the time of the other people you are dealing with, so you have to show up. So for me, it's not tiring. It's just like traveling from one place to another. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. From Sir Dayag, it's also humility. Because the time I have met him, he was already known in P2, Practical Accounting, the Dayag book. If there's the father of advanced accounting, that's the joke. It's Sir Dayag. Yeah. That's why being called from time to time in the conference room by him, for me, it's actually an honor. Why? Sir Dayag teaching you how to teach. Remember, an accountant doesn't really know how to teach. Okay? But Sir Dayag taught me how to teach. So it's an honor for me up until now.
So, with that experience, what does the term role model mean to you? And in what ways do you think role models are important in shaping a person's leadership journey?
For me, role models are an important aspect because there is someone that you will follow through. But Sir Dayag and Ma'am Sharon would always remind us not to be blind followers. When you have role models, of course, they are not perfect too. There are some characteristics in them that are not that ideal too. So do not copy that. Only get the best qualities of the role model there is. That's why in my team, I always tell them, if I'm doing something wrong, don't follow it, but correct me. Okay. I might be your role model, but I'm not perfect. So let us say I'm too emotional about this thing, I'm wrong in that. So don't follow me. But in this aspect, I'm right. So you follow this one. Okay. So again, role models are human too. So they have good and bad apples. So get the good apples.
So, as a leader, I know that almost all leaders are facing challenges. So, have you ever encountered any challenges as a woman in your
Every
field?
day. Yeah, every day you have challenges. That's why. But I'm lucky with my team. My team actually was the one working through all of the challenges. I'm just the one spearheading them. But if you will ask me if there are challenges that we face, yes, every day. We have that in our emails, in our chat box. Every day, we would receive one or two or many. But my team are actually working on those things. Let us say the problem is about this one, there is a person leading that. Like for example, in accountancy, if the problem is with our partner school, Good Samaritan, it is Sir Jerome handling that. So if it is about the first year to third year students, Ma'am Arian would actually cater to that. If it is about the faculty, Ma'am Kabul is the one assigned to it. So everyone is working. There are challenges, of course. Okay, if you would lead a boat, there will always be problems. It's not normal that there are no problems if you want to go through something. Because if you want to achieve something, you have to be ready that there will be challenges along the way. Yeah, it's part of it. Because if you don't want any problems, then don't do anything. Okay, by doing nothing, actually less problem. but you will not go anywhere.
So thank you, Miss, for sharing us your personal background. It was very special and inspirational. So this part will talk about your career journey and your development as a leader. So we want to first know, like, how did you start being a leader, and how did you prepare for, at that time you were just very unexperienced leader at that time, and what was your experience like?
Okay, I think I started being a leader when I was a student because I was a student council president way back then. And when I was in UST, I was selected as the student representative for their student council, Central Student Council way back then. So the experience of me being a student leader is somehow contributory to what kind of leader am I now. Okay, so I think those prepared me. Okay, that's why the leadership journey in here is not really that difficult. For me, it is an exciting thing. When I would remember when I actually accepted the department head position in a school than FEU. They hired me because they have a 0% passing rate. So it is as if I have to make a miracle out of it. Because if they kept on having a 0%, the accountancy program will close down. So I find it exciting. Yes. I told them, okay, I'll accept it. So when will I start? They said, tomorrow. So I right away, I actually grabbed it. For me, there's no, it is actually a normal thing. It's not a scary thing for me. Then I have to think what's next after that. What's the plan? And remember, in that school, I'm a one-woman team. I don't have faculty members there. Why? Because it's a small number of students. So when it comes to FEU, it's very different. I actually did not accept the position. It was like, oh, okay, this time you will be the project coordinator. The next time, my boss will tell me, okay, you will be the associate department chair now. Without asking me, do you want it? No. They will just tell me, this is your position right now. And the department chair position, this one is, I think, 5 years in the making. When the new Dean Losari, sat down, he's the one who offered it to me. Lady, do you want to be the department chair for accountancy? I just told him, it's okay. Because there's nothing new. I've been doing that. Yeah, I've been doing the work as the department chair. Because I've been working as the associate department chair for, I think, 5 years. So I think I have been prepared for that position.
So, Miss, in your journey, like, did you ever see yourself as a leader at the start, or did it just develop over time?
I think it's a combination. Yeah, because when I was a student, I love being the leader. Unless it's about dancing or something like that, I don't like it. But if it's about events, programs, or the student council, I love to become a leader. Okay? That's why for me it's a natural thing. It's something in your nature. Okay? I think it was my sister who really influenced me to be a leader because she was the student council president before I become the president as well. That's why they call my siblings, all of us, the 4 of us, the dynasty in our school. They have the Madrid dynasty. So everyone, all of us became the student council president way back then. Then during the college phase, I also got involved in the parties. You have here, you have the parties here. We also have we have the Kasliwa, Tomasino, Alianza, Coalition, the 14. So we all have that. So I think that's something naturally preparing you for something. But if you will ask me if I choose this path, I really don't. Yeah, no one wants this path because it's really difficult. The student might hate you. Yeah, because I became a teacher for the students to love me. Why? I want to make the lessons very very simple. I want to make our classes and lecture sessions meaningful. But when you are in the leadership position, the students don't see that aspect. Why? They will see you as the monster in the office, applying retention policies, deciding on some cases to some cases, trying to uplift the passing rate. So everything, it's not something that you will really choose, but I think you are somehow made for that position because of the preparations that you have made.
So, Miss, how did you continue, or how did you inspire yourself to continue that journey, especially the challenges that you experienced throughout that?
I think one of the things that made me continue in this department chair role is because every time I tried to resign, I have to think of my teammates who will lead them. Because that's the joke we had in the team. If I will resign, they will also resign. So no one will be left in the pack. So how will the department run? So that's something that is, for me, something that I take it into the heart. And number two, of course, I think about the students. If I will leave, who will lead them?
What about us?
Yeah, that's the reality. That's why, until now, I'm trying to resign every SEM. My bosses would know that. I'll talk to them. I think you need to find another department chair. They don't like yet. Okay, but I told them they should find someone. Because I'm still young. I want to go back full-time teaching. So I think your question is about how do I continue. Let me just phrase this one in Tagalog. Okay, di ba may tanong lagi, no? Para kanino ka bumabangon? Okay, that is, cliche it may sound, but I really wake up every day for my teammates because I want them to feel a very healthy team working for the students. Okay, number two, the students. I may look very strict on the outside, but I would always put it into my conscience if there will be no one actually replacing me that is better than me. That's why I kept on scouting. I think this person is really good. So I tried to mentor so many people, okay, to replace me, but no one is actually ready for the role. Because this role is really scary. Yeah, it's scary in a way that it's either you do so many things or you do nothing. So I have seen everything like that. If the role is being played by someone who just wants to sit down and don't do anything, it's somehow detrimental to the students. And I don't want my team to be like that. We call that the trophy. You're just for a display, for the position. But if you want to be on the other side, it will also be difficult because you have to work a lot. But I think what kept us going is when we see that the system already improved. Okay, way back then, the normal complaint of the students, very inefficient, very slow in answering concerns. But right now, it's different. The replies of my, Ma'am Arian, Sir Jerome, and Ma'am Cabo, they are so fast. Because way back then, we really worked that fast. Okay, so two things. It's the teammates that I have, and of course, number two, the students. Number three, let's add this one. Of course, my boss. Because we have a new dean, Dean Carmen. She's very good. Not because this is recorded, I'm telling this one, but she is really good. She listens. And that is something I really want in a leader who listens. So every time we have something to discuss, she will listen. So it is so heartless if I leave her in her first year in the office. So I told her if in case our values do not match, she can easily replace me. but find someone who will really work for the department. Yeah.
So, Miss, throughout your career, did your leadership style or decision-making change?
Yes. Yes.
And based on your experience, mistake, and success?
Yes, it will change along the way. Because every time you, let us say you experience this one, her mindset will be somehow different. And maybe because of course, I'm growing old. So the wisdom is also getting richer along the way. Let us say, for example, way back then, this decision will be outright no. But because we have experienced so many things about this aspect, we will have to change the way we think about these things. So I think the team grew with that also. So we just improve our decision making. Because I think way back then I'm so fearless. I'm so brave. I'm so, what do you call this, tactless. So if I say no, it's really a no. But right now they will see me, I'll think about it. So I'll walk around and I'll go to the chapel. Then, okay, let's decide. It's always the team deciding, not just me. I just say the last piece, but they will be the one contributing to it. So I think you change your mindset along the experiences and the situations that you have been involved in.
So now let's talk a bit more about the leadership itself. So for you, Paul, how would you personally define leadership, and what does being a good leader mean?
Actually, I've been reading a lot about leadership, especially when I assumed the office. And there is one quote that I have, not really a quote, but one context that stayed in my mind. That when you are a leader, you have to get the best potential of your people out in the open. Meaning, you have to make sure that when you are the leader, you are able to add value to the work of your people. Meaning, if they come in as an associate chair, they should be ready to become a department chair at some point. Let us say Sir Jerome. Sir Jerome is one of my favorite examples in this one. Why? Because we had a lot of value added to him as a person. Right now, she is sought at Good Samaritan. Actually, they want more of him in there. And when I visited Good Samaritan, they know Jerome than me. And that's a win for me as a leader. When your people are becoming better than you, that's the best thing that is happening for you. Yeah.
Leadership is effective.
Yeah. Because not everyone will be happy about it when someone is being better than you. Or let's face it. Because not all people would want that. Because they want to be the best, as always. No. For me, being a leader, yeah, it's like a candle. You consume yourself for others. So for me, that's a win for me. It's leadership for me. When you make other people better than you. And right after that, they will remember you. Not because you force them to remember you, but because they have that experience with you that made them somehow shine brighter than you do.
Do you think leadership is something people are born with, or can anyone learn to be a leader?
Actually, it depends. There are people who are really born with it, but in psychology we have the nature and nurture. For me, leaders are really nurtured rather than nature. But it may be a combination. Some are born with it, but most of the effective leaders that I know, they were nurtured by the environment they are in. That's why role models are very important.
What qualities or traits do you think help you succeed as a leader from the very beginning? Is there a particular habit or mindset that you practice every day as a leader?
I wake up early. Yeah, waking up early. That's something that I think everyone notices in the office. I'm awake at 5 a.m. And I finish all my work actually half day. So from 7 a.m. until 11:30. That's the target. All of the office works that we have, it should be done. Even the organizations I'm working with, the JPMA and JPA, they know me. If there is something that needs to be signed, it must be in the morning. That's why at first I think they are somehow surprised when they ask me, Ma'am, what time are you available? I will tell them 7 a.m. Then they will ask, Ma'am, 7 a.m.? Yes, 7 a.m. Ma'am, may iba pa pong time? 8 a.m. 7 to 9 a.m. Why? Good leaders actually wake up early. So that's something that I have learned from my mentors. They are up early. And another trait that is actually helpful is when you respond as early as possible. That's why sometimes my teammates would try to put in their message the silent, yeah, because in Teams and in Facebook there's a way for your message to be silent. But whenever I'm awake still, let us say they message me at 1 a.m. and I have read that, so I will reply right. And I think that is somehow became the trademark of my team in the office, that we respond as much as possible. That's why, as you can see, when we started the semester, we already have the group chat and all. Why? We plan ahead. Okay, so those are the things that are, for me, important for you to become a good leader. Number 1, you wake up early. Number 2, you respond as early as possible. And number 3, you plan ahead. Everything should be planned ahead. Okay.
So throughout your leadership experience, how would you describe your leadership style, and what's your approach when it comes to making important decisions for your department?
Okay, leadership style. Actually, I was asked about it. I was asked to do this interview every now and then. Yeah. So they will always ask me about leadership style. I would say servant leadership. Because that's something I've learned when I was a student leader. When you are a student leader, you're like a servant to the community. Not because you are the alipin, alalay, no, but you choose to serve than to make commands. Okay? So I think I have brought that in the office because they will see me every time that we have an event. I'm also doing the groundwork. They will see me packing all of the souvenirs for the passers. The certificates, I will be the one who will prepare all of that. Everything. I have a part in the preparation. Because not all leaders would do that. I have seen a lot of leaders who would just say commands. But that's not my style. I would serve with them. That's why whenever we have a meeting, we have an assignment of tasks. And they will see that I also have tasks to do for that specific event. So for me, that is servant leadership. Okay?
Okay, so Miss, thank you for sharing us that. And this part will be focusing on your decision making and how you handle certain decisions. So my first question is, have you experienced making difficult questions, and what are the factors to consider when making those decisions, and how do you ensure that as much as possible you have the right choice?
Okay. Making
Difficult.
every day you have a difficult decision in the office. Yeah, because sometimes you have complaints about faculty, or they have complaints about students, they have complaints about the program. So there are difficult decisions every now and then. But for me, my best strategy there is to sit with my team, or to sit with someone smarter than me, and then ask them, what do you think will be your decision if you are in this kind of situation? Because you have to admit it, not because you are the leader, you are the wisest person in the room. Sometimes Sir Jerome is wiser than me when it comes to the Cabanatuan School. So I will ask him, do you think what is the best decision? So I let them think. And then you have to weigh Okay, so we actually decide there as a team as much as possible. But one of the things that I have been telling them, that if there is any problem that is happening now, you have to tell me it to me now, not tomorrow, now. Ma'am, what if it is Sunday? It's okay. You tell me if there is a problem that needs a solution right away. Like for example, last Sunday, it's board exam. There was a problem about one examiner. They know that I don't want messaging on a weekend. But I think that is something critical. So I told them, you have to message me. That's one of the things that we have been telling each other. If there's a problem now, we have to deal with it so we can sleep later. Why? Because if we don't deal with it now, we will think about it for some time and it will be a wasted thinking time. So just tell it to me right away and we'll find a solution right away. That's how we deal with things. I think it's about the urgency. Because I've been telling them, since we are in the academy, every decisions that we will do, it will affect the life of the lives of our students. So that is something non-negotiable. So we have to be urgent in everything.
So, Miss, in that decision making, let's say that your decision failed. How do you deal with that failure and setbacks?
If my decision failed, number one, I have to admit it, that it really failed. Yeah, and don't blame anyone. Yeah, I don't tend to blame anyone. Let us say, for example, the passing rate of the CIPALE in the past years, it's going a bit not good. So I have to take the blame. So let us say, I have to analyze, where do we get it wrong? And after that, after you take responsibility of it, it will be easier. That's why I've been telling my team, if there's something that failed, we have to debrief about it so that it will not happen again. So that's something that we do, especially if there are decisions that we think did not actually work out. Let us say there are things that are happening in the departmental exams. We have to sit down. Where did we get it wrong? That term is we get it wrong. So it's not something blaming someone, an individual in the room, but rather we take responsibility for it because we're a team after all. But of course, at the end of the day, I have to take all the responsibility, being on top of it. So I think that's one of the steps in failures. Someone should be taking the responsibility, and it should be the leader. Then just fight with your teammates. No, not fight, but yeah, you just have to discuss it so that it won't happen again.
So, in your opinion, what are the things that can be done to improve English leadership practice?
What?
What are the things that can be done to improve each leadership practices?
I think there's only one thing to improve: be teachable. Have to be teachable. Not because you're on the top, your subordinate cannot teach you at all. Sometimes you learn a lot from them because we're coming from different backgrounds. So there's something to learn. So a leader should always be teachable. Should also be teachable, not just the one teaching. Okay?
So, what message would you like to share to inspire those who dream of becoming leaders someday?
Don't dream about it. Joke. I'm just kidding. Then sometimes you have to be ready anytime. Because anytime you can be a leader in something. But remember, being a leader is not about the position. Okay? Because some of the leaders that I have been with, or I have managed to observe, they just want the position. They just want the title. Why? Added in their CV. But remember, if you want to be a leader, you must be ready to take the responsibility. Let us say there are failures, you must be the one standing up for your teammates to take the blame rather than blaming somebody. And if there is a credit to be given, you should also be ready to give the credit to someone else rather than grabbing the credit. Why? Because being a leader is empowering your people. That's the reality. So, in my point of view, I would always tell this one. If you want to know what kind of leader a certain person is, look at the subordinates that she or he has. Because as you evaluate the subordinates, you will actually know what kind of leadership that person has. Because I have seen a lot. Okay? If the subordinates are not going anywhere, meaning they stayed in the mentality that they will be an assistant for it, meaning that person is not someone who is leading. One, maybe she is just commanding, but not leading. But if you see the people that he led with or led into actually grow into position, meaning that person is really a leader. So again, being a leader is empowering your subordinates. You must not be afraid having those kind of subordinates grow better and bigger than you.
So thank you, Miss. That is all the questions. And your story is very special and very inspirational, not only to the FEU students and the viewers, but also to the younger generation. To show our gratitude and appreciation, we would like to give you this certificate for participating in our interview, Miss. Yes.
Thank you so much.
And picture.
1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Miss. So,
Okay, thank you so much.
Miss, that is all the interview.
Kinakabahan ka na. Okay na? Ay, okay.
So that is the interview. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.